welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my project level up. I am a little bit like a week late of updating this, but I kind of neglected my palette. I've been working on the Alter Ego palette, the Artemis, and I neglected it. So I wanted to give myself a few extra days. So I am filming this quite late in the month. I know I decided to start posting these towards maybe the third week of the month, but yeah, I feel like I'm posting this quite a bit late. Anyway, this project was created by Sophie Alexandra. I have her details linked in my description, so if you want to go check out her video, I suggest that you do that because she can explain it a lot better than me. This project, it's been going on for a couple years now, maybe even 3 years, I'm not entirely sure, but I started, when did I start? Like over a year ago, and I have been working on the Artemis now. Basically, you work on one single palette. You can either pick it randomly. I've been picking the palettes randomly and it's been working okay so far. I know some people pick them manually, and that's absolutely fine as well. And depending on which level you are, you start on level 1 and you go up to level 5 unless you want to keep going, but most people roll back down to level 1, level 5 being the hardest. I'm on level 3, so every single level you have to use each shade the number of times that you're on the level. So I'm on level 3, so I have to use every single shade at least 3 times, and I have to hit 3 pans in the palette. So it is tricky when you get to level 5, it is tricky. Anyway, so I'm on level 3, and I think it's been like the 3rd month that I've been on this palette now. I'm not finished with it, but I'm going to be rolling in my level 4 today because I have hit the 3 pans that I need to. I just need to use the rest of the shades that I haven't used 3 times in this palette, but my pans are done. So I feel like that should be the hardest thing out of the way, and I'm getting a little bit bored and I want to roll something new in. So anyway, let's get into it. I will show you what it looked like last time, just from the last video. You'll know, did I have any pans last time? I don't think I did. I think I got all 3 of the pans this month. Yes, I did, which is super exciting. I think I hit pan in one of the shades towards the end of last month. Anyway, this is what the palette is looking like right now. So yeah, straight away, I have those 3 beautiful shiny little pans to share with you. I actually used this palette on my lids today along with my Urban Decay Stone Bias palette just to get some extra use. Because obviously some of these shades I'm really struggling to use. There's just so many of them. There's 28 shades in here, and yeah, it's a lot, and I have other projects that I'm working on. So the birds are going crazy outside. I do have my window open, so if you can hear that, they are just chirping away. They are having a great afternoon here. And the sun has been missing in action all day, but it looks like it's popping out. It's getting a bit warmer, so they're probably just singing for the sun. That's what I'm assuming. I'm sure that they're not, but that's what I'm assuming. Anyway, I also have a little bit of a cold, so I might sound a little bit funny. My partner got sick, or maybe it was my son. I'm not sure who got sick first, but now I'm the 3rd person to get sick in the house, which is quite annoying because I was like, haha, I'm not getting sick, and then I started feeling a little tickle in my throat yesterday, and this morning, yeah, definitely have a little bit of a cold. Okay, let's get into my update, because what am I talking about at this point? All right, we're just gonna go through everything in order. So Hunt, I needed to use 3 times, and I did. I used that 3 times this month, so that will be rolling out. The next one is Provoke. I needed to use it twice, and I did use it twice. Actually, the 2nd time I used it today, so I was able to finish that one today. Then we have Entice. I did not need to use that, but I used it twice this month. And then we have Obscure. I did not need to use that, but it was one of the shades that I really wanted to hit pan on. So I ended up using it 12 times more this month, and I was able to hit pan on that shade. The next one is Ravage. I only used that once this month, so I have 2 more uses on that one. Then we have Catch. I didn't use that at all. And then we have Trap. I need to use it 1 time, and I did, so that one's rolling out. Alright, moving on to the 2nd row, we have this green right here. This is called Silent. I only need to use it twice, but I used it 3 times. It was potentially one of the shades that I wanted to hit pan on, but I didn't end up doing that. So I did try to get a little bit more use out of it. And then we have Scent. I only need to use that once, so I did. And then we have Camouflage, and I haven't used that at all this month, so I have 2 uses on that one. Then we have Victory. I used that once. I actually put that under my eyes today, and then I went in with the Colourpop highlighter, like SuperShock highlighter, and this is quite green, so it made it more green because it's quite blue in the palette, and I just was trying to figure out how to use it. I was like, oh, let's try to put a use on, so I put it under. Not my favorite look, but it's a look that it was necessary to do to get more uses on certain colors. So yeah, anyway, so that one I still need to use 2 more times. I might try to do it the same way, or I might try to do a blue look, because there are these 2 shades and then there is this dark one over here. So you could potentially just do like an overall blue look, and then maybe I could do a pop of that over it to just sheer it out a little bit so it's not too dark. I'm struggling a little bit with what to do, but that's probably what I'm going to do with that shade. Okay, moving on, we have Stalk. I used that 3 times, so that one's rolling out. Then we have Quiver, which I only needed to use 1 more time, but it was one of the cream shades, so I was thinking, well, maybe I can hit pan on it, and I only used it 4 more times this month, and I hit pan on it. Then we have Snare. I used that once. I actually used that on my, like really close to my lashes today, but then I went over with the shimmer and you can't even see it anymore. But I did use it today, but I have 2 more uses on it. Okay, moving on, we have Thrill. Or Shrill? No, Shrill, yeah. No, it's Thrill. Oh, I can't read my writing. This is Thrill, and I need to use it 2 more times. But again, it was one of these cream shades, so I was thinking, well, maybe I can hit pan on it. So I used it 3 times, but I didn't hit pan. But anyway, that one's rolling out. Then we've got Spear. I didn't use that, so I have 3 uses on that one. Chase, I used it twice, so I have 1 more use on that one. And then we have Pursuit. I used that once already this month, so we have 2 more uses on it. And then Captivate, I used once, so I have 1 more use on it. And then Pluck, I did not use at all, so I have 2 more uses on that one. Bow, I haven't used at all, so I have 3 uses on that. And then we have Ambush, 3 uses on that one. I haven't used that one at all. Prowl, I didn't use that this month, but I have 2 uses left on it. Then we have Stealth, I used that once, so I have 1 more use on that one. And then we have Pounce, I used that once, so I have 2 more uses on that one. And then my third pan, I actually did not need to use this at all this month, but I already had a really nice dip in it, so I used it 3 more times. I hit pan, and then after that I used it again. So I used it 4 more times this month. And then we have Conquer. I used that once, so I have 2 more uses. And then lastly, we have Quest. I needed to use it 2 times, and I did. So I counted, there's like 16 shades that I still need to use 1 to 2 or 3 more times in this palette, which is more than half the palette. There's 28 shades in the palette. However, because I have hit the 3 pans, I do feel like rolling it out and just trying to maybe take a chance and see what the next palette will be, which will be my level 4, because it might be good to start that sooner than later, especially if there's a lot of shades in that palette, or maybe it'll be a smaller palette and it'll be a little bit easier. So I don't know, I just think because it's such a big palette, this one was a little bit harder to do. A no pan left behind, but also like triple that, right? So yeah, I mean, I feel like I've tried my best to use it as much as possible. There was definitely like a week or a bit where I just didn't touch it at all. That's why I delayed filming this, but I'm glad I got the 3 pans. And yeah, we're gonna roll in my level 4. Obviously this is staying in because I want to get all the uses on these shades, because why not? That is part of the project. But since I'm not having to hit pan on it anymore, I want to continue hitting pans. So I need to find my phone because there's a million things on my desk here. Yeah, okay, here it is. We're gonna get Tiny Decisions and we are going to roll a palette. It's not gonna be my new palettes because I haven't added them in. So the 2 Lunar Beauty palettes that I have picked up this month will not be options for me to roll in, which is absolutely fine because I haven't even used one of them, so I won't really want to roll one in yet to a project. However, everything else is fair game unless it is already in either my Shop My Stash or a type of project. So we'll see. All right, here we go. We will pick my eyeshadow and hope for the best. So Sample Beauty Equalizer 2. Oh my gosh, okay. This is a big palette. I'm a little bit worried. This is level 4 and it's a big palette. All right, so this is this is a 30 shade palette. It's this one right here. I do like this palette and I haven't used it nearly enough to the amount that I actually like. I like it. So I don't mind that it's been rolled in, but I did, like, mentally I was saying, you know, maybe I should do a rule where I don't roll in a really big palette or a palette bigger than the Artemis. And look what I've just done. I rolled in a palette bigger than the Artemis for my level 4. But you know what? We're gonna do it. I think because I do actually want to dip into this. I haven't in a while. Gives me a proper reason to, and I keep putting it off. So I think probably gonna hit pan in the shimmers more than anything, although I did hit pan in this shade in my pan as eyeshadows. I think it was last year. I don't know. I mean, I think these are really soft and creamy, these shimmers, so I think I'll have a lot of fun with this, and I'll probably hit pan relatively easy. And then I'll just focus obviously on using the palette a lot to get all of my uses on. I'm not mad. I mean, there is a black, there's a white. I can obviously use white easier than I can use a black. I really rarely use black. I know a lot of people do, but I do not. There's also this black over here that has sparkles in it. So I think those two shades, I have to use them 4 times each, is gonna be tricky. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I have no reason not to have this in this project. It's not in any project. I haven't used it at all this year. I do like it. It's neglected. Let's do it. I'm just worried because the Artemis is just troubling me, and I feel like this one is going to trouble me too. However, there is variety in this one. A little bit more variety, I think, than in the Artemis, because obviously that's just the grungy greens and yellows with the neutrals and the very warm tone oranges, and that's literally all you have. Obviously you can have the pop of blue, but I don't think it really quite works. But I feel like this probably works a little bit better with the pinks, the purples. You have oranges, the yellows, the grungy kind of more greeny shimmers in there too. So I might have more fun playing with this. I don't know. Oh, I probably should have done that rule where I don't roll in a bigger palette, but we're gonna go with it. My level 4, rolling it in, it is the Equalizer Volume 2 from Sample Beauty. Definitely would love to get a lot more use out of this, and the fact that I'm going to have 4 new pans in this palette is a lot of fun to think about. And then obviously I'll be working on the Artemis to try and get all of those uses done. Hopefully by next update. I mean, some of them only have 1 or 2 uses. The ones that have 3 uses are going to be the most challenging, because obviously they're the shades that I really don't want to go into. That's why I haven't naturally. But I will try to force myself at least to try to get 1 use on all of the ones that I have left. And then maybe it'll be in for another month. I don't really know. So anyway, that is my update for my project level up. Wish me the best of luck. I have a good month, maybe a little bit less than a month, because I do plan to do my update a little sooner next month. But maybe I'll be a little bit better and have less new makeup to test out, and I don't know, maybe I'll just focus a little bit more. But I also need to focus on my palette as well, and that is, it's worrying me. But anyway, this is my update. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to put these away now and slowly freak out about my decisions that I have made and put myself into, but that is fine. I hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you all next time. Bye!